Okay.
If it was just two random black guys, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'd talk about that in a minute.
All right. So what are we on now? Part 4
I don't know.
of the
Is that right?
debate-a-thon?
Yeah. Yes, part 4. Yes, I think that's exactly right.
All right. Well, as soon as this stupid Rockfin thing works. Fuck.
Why would you call it Rockfin? It's obviously Ruxpin.
Okay, now I've fucked it all up completely. I think I fucked up our stream.
Oh, son of a bitch.
We might be streamless on there.
Oh, no. Were you trying to rush it? You pushed the button too many times?
No, you know what? You're not going to bait me into bitching about you not doing anything.
What? You sure about that?
So I need you to fill the space while I'm waiting, when I'm trying to figure this out. So just lead the show.
All right. What,
why is it not fucking working?
I don't know. I don't even know what you got going on.
Okay. So you got to set up the stream in Rockfin.
Okay.
Which I check.
You did. Yep.
And then did I go live? Okay. Check.
Uh-huh.
And then I got to go back into Rockfin after we go live and wait 30 seconds for our fucking stupid faces to pop up.
Uh-huh.
And then hit go live on there.
Uh-huh. Which part didn't work?
It didn't let me go live on Rockfin.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
You are of no fucking value at all.
Did our faces pop up at least?
No, we're not. All right, everybody, we're not on Rockfin. So if you're watching us there, we're not there.
Okay.
Well, call fucking Habib or whatever the fuck his name is and tell him to figure this shit out.
Are all foreigners just foreigners? He's not even Arab. He's fucking Mexican. His name was like Miguel or something. What was his name?
El Habib.
Call foreigner man.
Well,
oh shit.
All right. I guess we're gonna fucking bail on Rockfin.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right.
Okay, so where were we? We were on episode 4 of the Great Debate-a-thon.
Right.
I believe this should wrap it up.
All right. That's a good thing. I think.
Okay, so I think we left off on space colonization.
All right. I think we talked about space colonization, didn't we?
Yeah, that's where we left off.
Okay, so we're on standardized tests.
Correct.
Is the use of standardized tests improving education in America? No.
Yes.
Why?
What is it?
America is the country that we live in.
Okay. Can you, in 6 words or less, explain standardized test to me?
6 words or less. So it's a test that's
2,
standard.
3, 4. Okay. Why would you not want a fair testing structure? Why do you want to try to keep black people down?
Black people learn differently. Okay. It's racist to try to hold them to the same standards as white people.
So you don't know what they are then?
What? Standardized tests?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just told you what they are. Literally, they are tests that are standardized.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty easy to, it's one test for all, one test to rule them all.
Right. So why would you have a problem with that?
I just told you why. Well, it's not fair to hold black people to the same standard as white people.
See, you're doing your stupid fucking... if you're going to be all sticky, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I don't like you when you're sticky.
You made me that way. So
I learned it by watching you, Dad.
How am I being sticky?
Because you don't really believe that black people aren't capable.
Of course I don't, but that's the argument that I am making their argument for them. That is the argument.
Fine. Fuck it. I'm not going to even talk to you about it. It's this episode is going to be between me and Google.
Okay. Okay.
What is this?
Ask Google why we're getting rid of standardized tests.
A standardized test is a test that is administered and scored in a consistent or standard manner. Standardized tests are designed in such a way that the questions and interpretations are consistent and are administered and scored in a predetermined standard manner. It's like
just say the same thing 5 times. Maybe then you idiots will understand.
Okay, so how I was going to ask you how you could be against standardized tests. It doesn't make sense to me. But I will look into it. What is the con? Standardized tests only determine which students are good at taking tests, offer no meaningful measure of progress, and have not improved student performance.
Right.
Okay.
that was my point that I was trying to make.
The pro is that standardized tests offer an objective measurement of education and a good metric to gauge areas of improvement.
Okay.
I agree with both of them. Like,
so let's use them and not use them.
No, it should be. Wait a minute. Under con, the thing that blacks are unintelligent. Latinos perform poorly on tests. Girls can't do math. Well, I didn't think of that.
If girls can't do math, then how are tests fair? What about the Asians driving? Don't they have to take a driving test? So get rid of that too. Fuck it. So, okay, do you think, this is a stupid question, do you think that all people learn the same?
Absolutely. Of course not, you idiot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The way you said that, I was like, whoa, wait. It sounded so serious. Absolutely, they do.
No, so here's what I think. I think there should either be standardized tests or no testing at all. Like, I would be good with it. If we're going to have tests, they should be standardized tests. But
really, you don't think so?
But I think a lot of people just don't test well. That doesn't mean they're stupid. It just means that they don't absorb information and not able to relay it ever again.
It's like, I know what a book is. I just don't know how to read it. I don't really know. What it seems like to me, or when my kids were still in school, what it seemed like was that they would spend 6 months teaching them what's going to be like the very specific information that's going to be on the test. And it's like you're not learning anything. You're just learning what's going to be on this one test, because the whole school is, basically like graded on this test. If all the students pass, then the school passes basically. So we don't really need you to learn anything other than how to take this specific test. And that's not a good way to learn anything, right? That's stupid.
But is there a good way to learn anything?
Yeah, however you learn. People, like I said, people learn different. I don't know.
So what? Your teacher's supposed to take the fucking time to learn how the kid learns and then come up with a lesson plan and a syllabus just to teach them that special way?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody should be homeschooled, yes.
No.
Yeah, yes. We need to get rid of the Department of Education altogether.
Do you know how fucking stupid America is going to be the more people that get homeschooled?
Stupider than we are now?
Yes. Your kids don't stand a fucking chance.
Awesome. So
you had to look up on YouTube how to change a furnace filter. Now you're teaching your kids how to be adults? You out of your fucking mind?
What do you do? You've got it right. I looked up on YouTube how to change a furnace filter. Do you not think that I can look up on YouTube how do you homeschool your kids? That's the first thing I did. I watched a 12-minute video on how to homeschool my kids. Everything's fine. I mean, I watched most of it. I couldn't get through the whole thing.
It really does scare me, because I understand why you pulled your kids out of school, and sure. I agree with it.
Sure.
In most circumstances, not in your circumstance.
Okay.
Like, you're just going to propagandize your kids into hating fucking black people and homos.
Don't forget about the trans.
I said homos.
My bad. Okay. First of all, they're my kids. Isn't that my right as an American?
Yes.
Right. So what's the problem?
You want to take away everybody else's ability to make that decision and make it for them. Hitler.
Wait, I do?
You said you wanted to everybody should have to homeschool their kids, and you want to get rid of the Department of Education.
Yes.
That would mean that Yes, you're taking away their choice.
I'm taking away their choice to not propagandize their children. Wait, what am I forcing on them exactly?
Homeschooling.
Yeah, yes, that's a good. I mean, there can still be private schools. I'm okay with private schools, just not government-run schools.
Okay, but you're for government-ran prisons and against private prisons.
No, I'm for private prisons too. Only private prisons. I don't think the government should do anything.
See, you don't have enough brain power. You're just pulling sound bites out of podcasts again.
That is not what podcast? What podcast is calling for more private prisons and less government-run prisons?
Lincoln's ball cap or whatever.
I forgot about that one.
It's like you're trying to fancy yourself as whatever the next thing above a libertarian is. I don't think the government should do anything. What about the roads?
What about them?
Who's going to build the roads?
Who's going to leave the potholes in my roads now? You mean? Is that I could do that? Okay, I'm in charge of the roads now. They're exactly the same. Crazy. I can do nothing just the same as they can.
So was that yes for standardized tests or no for standardized tests?
I don't remember. I don't remember what my position was. Yes. We're going to go with yes.
All right. Tablets versus textbooks. Should tablets replace textbooks in K through 12 schools? No.
I don't care.
Because my kids are homeschooled.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That is such a stupid question.
It is not a stupid question.
Why?
It's something that our country is facing right now.
Is it?
Okay, so the pro with tablets is that you constantly have updated information as they decide to publish new books, right?
Which is not a pro. That's a con.
No, it's a pro.
Okay.
I'm talking about as opposed to like when I was in school and my history book was 12 years old. Well, I guess history wouldn't matter.
My history book was 12 years old. That sucks.
Right, but that means that anything that happened in the last 12 years wouldn't have been in there, and it's still history.
Yeah.
Like
so
when the Challenger blew up, we hadn't even landed on the moon yet, according to my textbook.
Do you think that your history book should be up to like yesterday?
Yes.
History up through yesterday. That could be the name of the book if it's in a tablet, right? They just keep updating it. How would you ever learn about old history if you're constantly reading about yesterday's history? Isn't that just current events?
No, but okay. Not everybody got to go to a rich private school like you, so they didn't get all the newest,
Right.
best textbooks. There are people who have 45-year-old textbooks that they're trying to teach from.
History doesn't change. Do you not understand?
But people rip pages out and shit. Like kids need all the information.
I didn't think about that. People rip pages out. Tablets. If they're going to rip pages out, we need tablets. This just seems like such a non-issue, I guess. Okay, what's the pro of textbooks then?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't care. Like
I'm the one that said I didn't care. You don't you don't get to pick that.
Okay, here's the pro. Tablets help students learn more material faster. How can you argue with that?
How? How does No, it doesn't.
No, it's right here. It is.
On your tablet, it says that.
Technology-based instruction can reduce the time students take to reach a learning objective. What do you think about that?
I never had a learning objective, so I don't know.
Tablets can hold hundreds of textbooks on one device, plus homework, quizzes, and other files, eliminating the need for physical storage of books and classroom materials.
Okay, tablet salesman, you win. Fine, I'll take 10 million of them. Jesus Christ. It's all tablet sales material. Big tablet is taking over textbooks.
Yeah, I'm pro tablet.
You would be.
I think that's what I'm going to rally for. That's the
That's your rallying cry. You should change your icon in Twitter. I'm pro tablet. It's better if nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Should teachers get tenure?
No.
Okay. Tenure means you can't get fired, right?
Right.
Nobody should get tenure. It doesn't even make sense.
It does. I mean, well, I understand why they did it. They want college teachers to like push boundaries or whatever and not be afraid of losing their job. And that was the idea behind tenure. Like you can talk about things that are controversial or whatever without worrying that you're going to lose your job if you venture into something that's bad or whatever. That's an honorable goal. But what happens is humans are shitbags and they just do shitbag things because they know they can't get fired. In practice, it doesn't work. In theory, it sounds great.
No, it just shouldn't. I'm still anti-tenure.
Why?
Because people should always worry that they're going to lose their livelihood for anything that they say.
I mean, is there any other job where you can get tenure other than a teacher?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong fucking guy.
I mean, don't you have tenure?
Not typically in manufacturing, and that's really the scope of my knowledge.
So I guess this could lead into another conversation. What do you think about, I think we might have even had this conversation before. What do you think about unions? Because I mean, this kind of goes right along with that, right?
We've had this conversation like 15 times.
Like public sector unions, like teacher unions. It's different. It's a little different.
I'm against all unions.
Why?
Mostly because the electricians are assholes.
Touche.
No, so
we can't argue with that.
So when I worked with the union,
yeah,
and was giving direction to, we'll call them the workers.
God, you're a condescending dick.
So when I would have to put together a schedule for either a big project or a small project, I would have to account for, okay, so at 9:00, I'm going to call the sheet metal guy to come take the sheet metal off the machine. And then at 9:10, I'm going to have the electrician here to snip this fucking wire. And then at 9:15, I'm going to have the pipe fitter come and run some conduit. Yeah. And then at 9:35, I've got to have the electrician come back because he's outside drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes and run the wire through the conduit. Then I got to call the pipe fitter back down. And meantime, I could do it all myself, but I'm not allowed to handle a fucking tool because then I'm taking somebody's job away from them. It's all fucking bullshit.
Is it?
You know, it's all fucking bullshit.
Do I? I don't know that that's the case because you say I could just do it all myself. So what? You're gonna plan out the job. You're gonna order all the stuff. You're gonna lead the job, and you're gonna do all the work in the job. Is that what you're saying? That's your. Unions are bad because you're not allowed to do enough work. That's the argument you're making.
No, I'm saying unions are driving the price up of products because now we have enabled these greedy, self-entitled fuckers to sit there and say, I am not going to do this until this person takes this screw out, even though he is perfectly capable of taking the screw out.
Right.
So I'm going to go sit outside and smoke a cigarette and wait you can wait 20 minutes until I get done and come back in.
Yes. So
what should take 10 minutes ends up taking 3 hours, which is 3 hours that the customer has to pay for.
Jesus Christ.
That's why companies' prices, I almost said a name. That's why companies' prices are so fucking high. Because you have to pay for people to smoke cigarettes instead of turning screws. Like, have you ever watched How It's Made?
Yeah.
How many times, you know how all those processes run super fast and efficient?
Yeah, every single one is automated.
No, it's not. When is the last time that you heard the narrator say, and now the engineer will walk around the factory looking for the worker to turn the screw?
How It's Made. That is because that show glorifies how it's made, right? Like nothing is made the way it is in that show. Things are made the way you just said. Well, we got to wait for this guy. He's got to tighten this bolt.
No, do you think that's how they make shit in China? No,
of course not. Of course, that's not how they got one guy that does 100 people's jobs. And that's why shit in China is so cheap and so shitty.
No, that's why it's so affordable and easy to get.
Oh, okay.
You think their little fucking 12-year-old's going to be able to go out and smoke a cigarette for 20 minutes? Fuck no.
No, they smoke while they're doing their job. That's they don't have to take a smoke break because they're allowed to smoke while they're doing their job, putting together fireworks or whatever it is that they're doing.
So now you're telling me you're pro-union?
Yes, 100%.
You just got your raise, didn't you?
No, oh, I can't even take that position as a joke. I guess so stupid. But I also understand the argument against what you're saying. You are cherry picking the worst aspect of union like membership, and you're using that to base your entire argument on, and that's wrong.
No, I didn't cherry pick anything. I have a long history with unions. You know that.
So do I.
I was a union steward, and a damn fine one.
Gay.
Okay.
Whatever, Stewart. So you were a union steward, and you say you were a damn fine one, but the core of union work you are against. How were you ever a good union steward? Faker.
That's just it. I was a faker. I read the contract, and it was a contract that was agreed upon between the company and the bargaining unit.
Right.
So if that's what the contract is, then
right.
and I was voted to enforce the contract,
right?
Then okay, that's my gig. I'll do that.
You're sort of making my argument, right? If there's a contract that's agreed upon between the company and the people, why are you complaining about it? Because
now I'm the consumer.
You're not.
I'm not. What do you mean I'm not?
In the scenario that you laid out, you were the engineer working for the company, which means the company agreed, which means you agreed. You agreed to
No. I was not part of the bargaining unit. When I was a union steward, it was for a different company.
I'm confused.
I've been in two separate unions.
Oh. See, I've only been in one. I'm less of a union person than you. It was okay. How are they able to get away with paying higher union? Because you make more money if you work at a union shop. That's just a fact, right? Most of the time.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I know that's not true. The place where I was a union steward made, okay, so you're going to have to bear with me.
Sure.
Okay, so where I worked, we made people food.
Okay.
And down the street was non-people food. They were non-union and made more money than us.
So you're using your experience and
which is all I can fucking speak to, dum dum.
Right. But you're
cherry picking again.
You are cherry picking. You are using your experience and attributing that to across the board.
No. You said most of the time. Mm-hmm. I know 2 times. 50% of the time, they don't make good money.
But 50% of the time they do, because I worked at a non-union shop and then I worked at a union shop, and the union shop pays significantly more money. So 50% of the time I made more money.
There is a place that you could go to right now and make even more money, and it would be non-union.
Okay.
And it's near you. It's a big employer.
Okay.
So you would have to leave the union in order to make more money.
So that would be like what? So we're at 25% then? What's the percentage of?
Okay. You can also go to the gas station and make less money. So now we're back to 50%.
See?
I think unions were created. I agree with why they were created to protect workers.
Right.
But now we have OSHA, so we're fine.
Now we have OSHA. You ever been through any kind of OSHA training?
I have.
And you still say, yeah, now we have OSHA and we're fine, right? Everything goes fine. We have OSHA now. OSHA's been around since like the 1400s, dude.
When I was, so before I went to North Carolina, the place that I was at, I'd only been visited by OSHA once, and it was a huge deal. And then that place I went to in North Carolina, they would call OSHA. I don't know, maybe once every 3 weeks we'd get an inspection.
Are you serious? Jesus Christ.
It wasn't a great place to work.
So I think somewhere along the line, the same thing happened that happens with every large organization, right? The unions turned into like a big business. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in just collecting union dues and
golf outings.
Doing whatever it is that unions do to make money. I don't fucking know.
So that right there, that is also a big reason why I don't like unions.
Mm-hmm.
So that union, the last union I was a part of, it was known. You go to this once a year, all the union stewards get together.
Yeah.
And it's just this like country club that the union owns where it's a golf course and a hotel and a bar, and it's just drinking and partying. And then during the day you watch like 4 hours of videos on being a better union person or something.
Right.
And like, that's where all the union members' money is going. It's not going, like when they go on strike, you don't get your union dues back.
Right. There's barely enough money to pay you. And they complain about paying you the whole time. We don't really have the money to give you, So, and that, I know I'm arguing against unions now because that's how I couldn't argue for unions in a serious fashion. The people who are pro-union, they ruin it for me because they look at all the bad things that the union does or the non things that the union does, and they just brush them off like, well, we'll get her next time or something. We sign a shitty contract. We'll get her next time. And they still spend the whole time talking about how great the union is and how we need unions and we need to spread union. We need more laws that
you know what it is.
What?
Here's what it is.
Okay.
So there's this mentality, like, that I have, I've spent a little bit of time with people that are in like outlaw motorcycle clubs.
Sure.
Okay. So they have this mentality where they're brothers.
Yep.
And they'll do anything for their brothers, that type of thing. Okay.
Even if they're in the wrong, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you take that, like, if you're too much of a pussy to join a motorcycle club, you join a union because you still get, don't they call each other brothers?
Yes.
And they wear stupid shirts with their fucking logo on it.
No step on snack or whatever.
I mean, it's the exact same mentality. Just like, instead of stealing money from people, they just give their money to people. But it's the same thing.
Right. Yeah, you're paying to be in the club, basically.
You think of anybody that I have experience with that right now, if you're listening to this and you're wearing a union t-shirt, you are an idiot. You're a fucking poser. You're an idiot. Unless you're forced to wear one. Like if you're in the middle of a union meeting listening to this, then you're fine.
Your collared union shirt in the middle of a union meeting with your headphones in, sneaking this podcast. We appreciate you.
Speaking of which, dues are coming up here in a little bit for the Who's Right Union.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so with all that being said, we don't agree that teachers should get tenure, right?
Right.
This is going swimmingly.
I forgot that's what we were talking about.
All right, so we go from that hard-hitting topic to this one. Are ride-hailing companies such as Uber and Lyft an overall benefit to society?
Yes, of course.
Who's arguing about this? This is
so who is arguing against Uber and Lyft? People who used to drive taxis. now they can't or whatever.
Ride-hailing services increase traffic congestion, emissions, and total vehicle miles traveled.
Okay.
What?
People need to get where they need to go. Do you think people need to go more places now that there's more ride sharing available? That's a stupid argument. That's stupid.
So what they're saying is not places where you or I live, but like say New York.
Yeah.
That since ride sharing has taken off, people quit riding public transportation.
Okay. Make public transportation better then.
Like,
that's not even a joke. I'm not even. It sounds funny, but I wasn't even making a joke. If I go into the subway in New York and there's a guy pissing in the corner, yeah, I'm gonna take an Uber. That's retarded.
And I'll be the one doing the pissing.
Exactly. Or I ride the subway at night. I'm probably gonna get raped. I mean, it's like a 90% guarantee that you're gonna get raped on the subway. I've never even been on a subway, so I have no fucking clue.
You've never been on a subway?
No, I've never been to New York. Never been to Chicago. I've been to Chicago, but I never rode any of that shit.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know who the fuck could be arguing about this. Like,
stupid.
Maybe, 50 to 100 people get murdered because of it?
Because of Uber and Lyft?
Yeah.
Maybe, if that. Don't they do extensive background checks?
Yeah, like check a box if you won't murder anybody.
No, if you can afford an Android phone, I mean, you're fine. What kind of psychopath can afford a phone? I mean,
so that's what the background screening should be. It should only be iPhone users that can be Uber drivers.
Right. I'm okay with that. Have you ever taken an Uber or a Lyft?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I haven't. I have a car. What do I need that for?
Because every trip that I take for work, I Uber and Lyft everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that Lyft driver called me fat or whatever?
Yes, I do. I do remember that now. Is it so? Okay, so have you taken a taxi or a cab?
Yeah.
Is Uber better, or is it the same experience for you, basically?
So the overall experience, yes, it's better because, when you're just wrapping up your dinner, you can call for an Uber and it tells you how long before it's there. And then you can walk outside as it's pulling up and you get in your car and you don't have to worry about some fucker like Wesley Snipes taking it from you.
Better. What's Wesley Snipes? I had a cab stolen by Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, remember I told you that story about my buddy having his cab stolen in New York or in Las Vegas by Wesley Snipes.
No, I don't remember that.
You ought to keep notes on what we talk about.
Somebody should write them for me.
All right. Should the words "under God" be in the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance?
How about over God? No, I mean, why do we
nation over God?
Why do we have a Pledge of Allegiance in the first place? Why
brainwash?
Why? I mean, that's the only point of having children pledge allegiance to a fucking flag. That's retarded. The whole thing is retarded. Adding under God just makes it a fraction more retarded. It's still retarded.
So it's funny that I went the majority of my life, like into my 20s, without even understanding that the Pledge of Allegiance is a pledge of allegiance. Like,
well, it's just something you say. Pledge of Allegiance. Don't even really think about it. I'm pledging my allegiance to this flag. That's weird. That's fucking weird, man. And then what's weird is I would almost guarantee there's a class somewhere where they stand up, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then they sit down and then they say, today we're going to talk about cults in history and how to avoid joining a cult. And you know what I mean? Like I know there's been classes like that where they talk about cults and how to avoid them and how to, realize that you're in one right after they do the Pledge of Allegiance and with zero irony.
Okay, the Pledge of Allegiance should be voluntary, right? One, we shouldn't call it a Pledge of Allegiance anymore.
Right. The flag standy thingy.
Oath of aptitude or something.
The oath of aptitude. What? Okay. I'm okay with that. That sounds cool. So do you say it should be voluntary? Voluntary for who? Like if
you want to pledge your allegiance to the flag, you should have that right. I don't want to take that away from anybody.
I'm okay with that.
But that's not how they do it. They make you stand up and put your hand over your heart.
Right.
Which is also fucking stupid. America's so fucking stupid. Like, okay, I don't believe in God, right?
Right.
And if I have to, times that I have to go to court, so you put your hand on the Bible, which is like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
yeah, sure. I'm not going to lie to you. I swear on this Bible that you got.
You could just as easily put my hand on a Chuck Dingle book and it would have the same fucking meaning.
That would be awesome. So if we were to just remove the Pledge of Allegiance from schools completely, like, do you think it would hurt anything? I mean, would anybody even notice? It would be
would
like,
we even have an army in 18 years?
Right.
Well, I guess I got to do this.
Would we even have an army? There's plenty of people that want to kill people, so we're good with the army. Don't worry about that.
Okay. I don't know if I want to have this conversation now, but I know you know the Pledge of Allegiance. But have you actually thought through what it says?
I have to think. Of the United States of America to the
Republic for which
it stands, one nation, under God, over God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Amen.
But aren't we like super divisible? Like, isn't that what our country is based on?
Some kind of hypermath or super divisible. Is that what our country is based on right now? Yes, I think so. I think we're more divided than ever, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just more publicized than ever. But
I say more divided than ever, but like part of society used to own a different part of society, so maybe we're not more divided than ever, but more publicized. Maybe you're right, I guess, but like, sometimes I wonder why we're a country in the first place. Like, doesn't it seem strange that, like, well, okay, well, first of all, what makes a fucking country? Like a shared sense of culture and community, right?
Government.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid to base a country around.
Here we go. Super liberal coming out, or super liberalism, or whatever the fuck you are now. What are you now?
Whatever I am.
What are you now?
I don't know. I'm that guy. I don't know. What I don't know. What am I?
No, what do you identify as?
A man.
Are you a conservative?
No, of course not. That's dumb.
Are you a liberal?
Not really, no.
Are you a librarian or whatever it's called?
Barely even read books. So I would lean more towards libertarian, I think, but some of the stuff that they believe, I don't believe. So I don't know. Like, it seems stupid to me to say I'm this, because then that boxes you into, well, you have to believe this then.
No, that's not true. I think you said it right. You can say I lean more libertarian, but there's some things that they agree with that I don't. And
right.
That's fair enough.
Right.
But you're suggesting that we shouldn't have a government, and that's stupid.
No. I didn't. That's not what I said. So obviously you're not listening to what I'm saying.
You said what makes a country. I said government.
Yes. And I said,
what did you say?
Dumb. That's stupid. It's stupid that the idea that a country is, we have a country because we have a government. That's stupid. A government comes after the country. A government is a way to organize the country. Not like you don't get a group of people who are nothing alike, share no culture, and then say, well, we have a government, so we're a country. That's dumb. Shouldn't a country exist because of shared values, shared culture, shared community, something?
No, you're an idiot. Fuck. A shared.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. So what? Okay, in North America, you think there should be 85 different governments based on what group you identify with, and then your government? Actually, that'd be kind of fun if there was a bunch of little.
Oh my God. So you understand that there are like competing ideologies in America, right? There are people who think that America should be one thing, and there are people who think America should be something completely different. How are those two groups supposed to be one country? That doesn't make any sense.
Indivisible.
Oh, didn't think about that. Over God. I didn't think about the over God part. My bad.
Right. So that's your problem. You think that a society should all have the exact same belief system.
No.
Whereas I think people can work through their problems, which is what we're currently doing in this time.
Yeah, and it's working great.
Well,
I didn't
Rome
say
wasn't built overnight.
True. I didn't say they should all have exactly the same beliefs. That's fine. Different beliefs are great, but opposing beliefs in one culture, it doesn't make sense. Why be a country if you have literally opposing beliefs about how your culture and your country should be ran?
That's why you elect representatives to your government. And that's why the popular vote is a bad idea.
Okay. So, none of that makes any sense, right? What you're saying doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. So you think the popular vote is a good idea?
No, of course.
See, it makes sense, don't it?
I think we should have countries that are representative of the culture and the society and the people want. If people in Texas want to live a certain way and they want a certain culture, why should the rest of the country impose their will on them? I'm just using Texas as an example.
States' rights.
Oh.
So there is a
really
separate
good arguments.
There is a separate government at the state level, right?
Yes, but it is overruled by the federal government.
But most of the time it's not, though, right? States' rights.
Most of the time it is.
No, it's not. Name 15 times where the federal government.
So what if okay, I'm not making a value judgment here. I'm just asking you questions. What happens if the people in Texas, by an overwhelming majority, 99% of the people in Texas decide they don't want abortion to be legal, they don't want gay marriage to be legal, they don't want segregation in their state? What happens then?
That's only 3 things. I can't have a good argument with you until you hit 15.
Is that right?
Right. So if they decide, if the state of Texas
yes
bans abortion,
yes,
well, they shouldn't.
I agree with you, but that's irrelevant.
Then move. I know what you're going to say.
A different state or a different country?
A different state.
But I live in America.
I don't give a fuck.
You're making my argument. You're like,
I know. I'm aware of what's happening.
And I'm not even really following my own argument here, but you're really helping me out because.
Okay, so let's switch it up real quick.
Okay.
Now you're the dumb person taking the dumb person's side.
Okay.
What happens if you live in Texas and the overwhelming majority, 99% of the population, is against segregation? No, for segregation.
They want segregation.
And they want abortions.
And they
want to abort the segregation.
they want segregated abortions. Wait, what are they for again?
I don't fucking care. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
What was that? That was under God in the pledge. Okay.
Right. Perfect.
Oh fuck. This one's going to exhaust me. Is universal basic income a good idea?
No, of course it's not.
All right.
This is a terrible idea.
What about poor people universal basic income? Like, what if you don't have a job? Should you at least get enough money from the government to eat?
No, of course not.
How can you say of course not?
Because maybe you should get a job if you want to eat.
What if you have 5 kids by 5 different dads and they're all gone?
You probably should get 5 jobs to feed each kid. That's an even easier question. Of course, the government shouldn't pay you to spread your legs and pop out kids. I don't.
Okay, what if the dad died in an accident on his way to work? Like, so he had every intention of taking care of his family. No, it's 5 dads. So if all 5 dads died,
they were carpooling. All 5 dads were carpooling. They all died.
So I'm curious what happened to you in the last couple of years, because if I recall, you used to be for universal basic income. And now you're taking the stance of my dad. Government shouldn't pay people to spread their legs. If they do that, then they're going to start marrying their dogs.
That's my exact argument. You have 5 kids, you're going to fuck your dog. That's it. So on the surface, I think that it sounds great. If you're poor, you should be able to eat or whatever. But when you dig into it, like at all, even just kind of dust the dirt off of it a little bit and see what's below, it's a shitty idea. The idea.
But isn't having a bunch of hungry people also a shitty idea?
Yes, it is. But there is a better way to deal with that.
Such as?
We don't.
I think your mic cut out.
It didn't. There's lots of different ways to deal with that.
Your mic keeps cutting out.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have the answer. That's fine.
Yes, I have a better way to deal with it.
I didn't say that. No. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say.
Hold on.
I have a better way to deal with it.
Well, what's your idea? There's lots of ways you can deal with it. All right. Well, just give me one. All right. I don't know any, but I'm sure there's better.
I didn't say I have a better way. I don't know what it is. I said there are better ways than just giving people money.
You can't just say there are better ways, but not give me an example of one. Because then you're just assuming there's a better way.
Yes, I am. Because I am assuming that because giving people money is the worst thing you can do.
No, it is not. Stopping fucking bloated black babies from getting eaten by flies is the worst thing that you could. No, wait a minute.
Wait,
not stopping it. Hold on.
Backwards.
No, I stand by that.
So
that's fine. You can lecture them about getting a job, but at least let them feed their kids. Why do you care so little about people?
Because they're assholes. So, okay, where would the money for universal basic income come from?
Okay, here's my 10-point plan.
Okay, I'd love to hear this.
Okay, however much money we've sent to Ukraine,
yes,
would pay for
$16.
No, like billions.
Okay,
would pay or trillions.
Okay,
or bagillions or whatever's after trillions.
It's bagillions for sure.
Just that would feed all the kids in the United States for 6 years.
Okay, then what happens after that 6 years? And we stop sending money to a different country? we just one country at a time.
We just mind our own fucking business. Like where do you think that money comes from that we sent to Ukraine?
From me, yes. I wouldn't send money to Ukraine either.
What would you do? Just use it to patch the road in front of your fucking house?
All of it. I'm going to have the fucking gold-plated road, man.
How much has the U.S. given to Ukraine?
Yeah, like they're going to tell you.
Congress gives final approval to $13.6 billion.
It's not that much.
On top of the already $6.7 billion.
How many people are in America and how much dollars is that per person in America?
13, 18, $19 billion. Okay. God, that is.
And that's just to Ukraine, which I don't even know. Nobody even knows where Ukraine is.
Okay. How much? This is so fucked up, man. Like,
how many people are in Ukraine? We gave them $19 billion. There's probably like 30,000 people in Ukraine. That means that we're giving them universal basic income.
Population of Ukraine before extermination. Hold on. 44 million.
Holy shit. So what's the math?
Everybody gets $6 million.
Seriously?
No, you idiot.
I don't know math, dude. Especially that's super math. I don't know that.
Okay. So we split it on that.
We did?
Yeah. I think universal basic income should be explored.
Why?
For poor people. Because I want poor people to eat. I care about people.
What's the poor people eat now? Are you fucking kidding me? Have you ever seen a skinny poor person? They're fucking fat as shit. American poor people are fat as fuck and complaining about it. Now we need to give them more food? That's retarded, man. God.
Okay, what if it wasn't universal basic income? What if it was like a card that we put money on that they could use for approved food items?
Oh, well, that's not a bad idea.
Should we implement that?
Universally? I mean, it's basically we need to universally implement this income. No, it's a stupid idea.
I'm going to hold on. You hold on a minute.
Okay.
How can I do this?
Okay.
Oh, fuck. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
All right.
Oh, fuck. I'm not.
Oh, no.
Hold on a second.
Okay. I got it.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Here we go. Hold on a second.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I wasn't ready for the argument that we're in the middle of. And now I've got to.
It's on the list.
Not fucking food stamps, motherfucker. I want to show the world, or at least these 600 people that are listening, how wrong you are and how indecisive you are and how much you lie. But we don't have an episode called food stamps, and I thought we talked about it once, so it's not important. Well, let's move on.
So you were going to highlight how I've changed my mind on some things? Is that what you were doing? Why didn't you just say that? I said that.
All right.
My stance used to be that it was important to take care of people, always people first. But as I've evolved my thinking, people are worthless. I don't want to take care of them.
And really, the only thing that's evolved is your taste in podcasts.
Is that right?
All right. Should court packing the U.S. Supreme Court ever be considered?
No. Stupid.
Once again, I don't know what it is.
It's where like whoever's president decides that we're going to increase the number of justices on the Supreme Court so that they can appoint them so they can win all the shit they need to win, whatever.
Okay, yes. But there should be no limit to how many Supreme Court justices there are.
They just every
president can appoint as many as they want. So like if Biden puts 20, then the next guy can put 30 to overrule them. And then it just keeps extrapolating out to where all of us end up on the Supreme Court.
Everybody is a Supreme Court justice. I'm okay with that. I think that's a great idea. I want to sit on the Supreme Court. I think that's a good idea.
Oh, should any vaccines be required for children? Yes, of course. Yeah. Move on.
Wait, fuck you, move on. I mean, that makes me say no. That makes me say no. When you say yes, move on, there's no debate. No, of course there shouldn't then. Idiots.
Okay, what's your stance?
I don't know. Of course there should. I just don't want you to be so smug about it. Can't we just do things and not be smug about it? Can't we do that?
Are you capable?
You. I'm not smug. You are.
You're a much bigger smugger than me.
That's not true at all.
Oh, it is extremely true.
If you say something and say, nope, there's no debate, that's smug. That you think that your opinion is so correct that there's just no debate. There's nothing that ever could be. I could never be proven wrong.
What do you think of Guns N' Roses?
They fucking suck.
And all your music sucks.
Worst band ever. That's not true at all.
Is vaping e-cigarettes safe? No.
I don't.
Move on.
I don't. There's no debate here. I don't know that anything is safe, is it? I mean,
well, you can't inhale anything into your lungs, like any foreign substance, and not expect something from it.
Yeah.
Your lungs aren't meant to inhale burnt vegetable glycerin nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically inhaling antifreeze, right? Isn't that what they
popcorn
and antifreeze?
Yes. Should people become vegetarian
if they want to? I mean, how stupid of a question is that? If you don't want to eat meat, you probably shouldn't eat meat. I'm guessing. I don't.
And I'm gonna say the last one. God damn it! Do violent video games contribute to youth violence?
No.
Sometimes.
Nah.
Like the people that did Columbine also played Doom, so there's.
Yeah, but the people who played Doom also did Columbine. So did Columbine contribute to them playing Doom? No. Stupid.
Wait, what? What'd you say? Hold on. What'd you say?
You heard what I said. So it's stupid to say that one thing caused another. It didn't.
But it did. And it's okay to say that it did.
It didn't. How? So, okay, how many people have played Doom?
Just let me finish my thought before you go on one of your stupid libertarian rants.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, just like with the rock and roll music you kids are listening to, there has been at least one time when a song contributed to a suicide. Agree? At least one time.
Okay.
Like, I remember I told you when I was at the concert after that girl broke up with me and I started crying during Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah.
So had I hung myself in that auditorium, it would have been because Achy Breaky Heart. That's what triggered me.
See, so you can't possibly believe that.
Yes.
You can't.
It's a very sad song.
If you are in any way considering hanging yourself, and then you hear a song and it makes you sad, and then you say, well, it was the song.
No, the key word is contribute.
But that means every single thing contributes to suicide then. Everything.
Okay.
So then why single out violent video games or music?
And you know what's considered in video or in everything? Violent video games.
Stupid. Such a stupid argument.
No, you smug fuck.
It's a stupid argument.
Okay, so I'll ask you again. Do violent video games contribute to youth violence?
No.
Okay, so you have learned nothing.
Okay, fine. In the way that everything contributes to everything, yes. So that's a completely meaningless statement. Yes, sure. Why
okay. Not? That's fine. Like,
it's meaningless.
Okay. Do you think one kid has ever hit another kid over the head with a hammer because he saw it on a cartoon?
Maybe like a young kid that didn't know what.
Just answer the fucking question.
I did. That's the answer. Yes, maybe a young kid who didn't really know.
Yes or no? Do you think that one child has ever done a wrestling move on another child because they saw it on TV?
Yeah.
Or because they played it in a video game to fit this argument?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, a violent video game contributed to youth violence.
Okay. Yeah,
art imitates life, Anthony.
I agree with you that this meaningless statement is true. Yes, it's meaningless and true.
It's not a meaningless statement. You just said that kids are fucking suplexing other kids all the fucking time.
All they do. Come on, brother.
I don't understand why you are so argumentative all the time. Like it's just a simple question.
Let's go over these debate topics. I don't understand why you're so argumentative.
Okay, but you're argumentative in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like you take stances that I'm not saying that video games should be banned or video games are driving people to kill people. I'm just saying at some point in history, I am positive that a video game has contributed to youth violence.
Okay, but that's the problem with all of these, right? You're looking at it as, do violent video games contribute to youth violence? Well, there was this one time that this happened, so yes. But these questions are designed to spark a conversation about a specific thing, and you don't want to talk about that specific thing. You want to talk about this specific question in a yes or no form. And that doesn't make any sense. You can't pretend like, and then see, you can't pretend like everything is black and white. Everything is black and white. Nothing ever leads to another thing. Nothing ever contributes to anything else, or it's a
you're the one. No. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're the one pretending that one thing. Shut the fuck up. You're the person pretending that one thing doesn't contribute to another. That was your entire argument, that video games do not contribute to violent behavior.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Then you're a fucking idiot.
In any meaningful way, I don't think they do.
Okay, let's have this conversation then.
Okay.
I won't say yes or neither one of us are allowed to say yes or no. Okay. For the rest of this video games and violence conversation.
Okay.
So
what?
No, because you're saying that I want to look at them as black and white and yes or no.
Yes.
Now I'm taking your ability away to do that too. I just said you couldn't say it. You get one demerit. Okay, so you said you added words to the sentence. You said in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I added words to the sentence. So I think that's where we go off the rails here. I added words to the sentence because that's what this is about.
No. Where we go off the rails is you add the words to the sentence in your head, and then you start arguing about your made-up sentence, and I'm still arguing about the sentence that we read together.
Okay. When somebody says, do violent video games contribute to youth violence? Why do you think they would ask that question? What do you think that there's zero premise? There's zero any kind of setup? Nobody's thinking anything other than video games, youth violence. Those are the only two things that are allowed in this conversation. That's a dumb way to make an argument. You know as well as I do that there is a lot that goes into all of these questions, but you want to leave all of that out and just answer the question.
Oh, yeah, there is a lot that goes into these questions. Should tablets replace textbooks in K through 12 schools?
And then when you get cornered,
I'm not cornered at all.
You are.
No, I'm not, you smug cock. I am not cornered at all. It is scientifically proven.
Double blind study.
It is scientifically proven that there is a cause and effect. Because he played video games.
He was affected by them. I don't.
Okay, you're wrong. You are an idiot to take the stance that violent video games they do nothing towards creating a violent culture.
No, my argument is premised on something that as soon as I say it, you're like, no, slippery slope, can't do that. So
I give you carpe diem to slippery slope the shit out of this. Go ahead.
It is impossible to make an argument with you because everything that you say is, well, you can't, this won't lead to that. And you don't know.
I just said you can slippery slope the shit out of this. You just can't say the Y word or the N word or the other N word.
Do you think that gangsta rap and all the stuff that went along with gangsta rap, all the messages that came with it, do you think that led to people murdering each other?
Positively.
But yeah. Yes, you do. Is that what you're saying?
Can't say that word. I almost called you the N-word. Huh.
So you, okay. So then
I know for certain that when Cop Killer came out, there were lots and lots of African Americans killing police officers listening to that song.
Is that right?
Yes, it was on 2020.
So,
and that's why Ice-T decided to play a detective because he wanted to stop the police violence.
So all of the things that happened because gangsta rap made black people animalistic and kill people, all of the censorship that happened because of that is justified, right? Like we need parental advisory stickers. We need to not be able to sell certain records to people that are under 18 years old. All of that is all justified, right? Because
I am pro censorship or parental advisory stickers. I told you that.
You would be, you fucking douche.
What does it fucking matter? What do you care? You don't even know what your kid's doing right now. Why the fuck are you non-educated motherfuckers? They're out there running the goddamn streets.
Yeah,
probably listening to Wu-Tang Clan.
Whatever they want to fucking listen to. Oh God.
How can you be anti-age sticker? I don't understand.
Age sticker. How can you be for that? I don't understand.
Easy.
And I'm being serious. I mean, and how can you be for that and still be for any type of free expression or free speech or any of that? Like, how can you think that it's important for people to be able to artistically say what they want to say, but at the same time, some authority figure should put a parental advisory sticker on your art? That's retarded. You can't hold those two thoughts at the same time.
I do.
Yeah, it's because you're stupid.
Okay. Do you think that your 12-year-old daughter has the same rights as you have? If you answer yes, then you're a liar or you're stupid.
Same rights as well? No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So how can you take, if you know that as a fact that your what did I say, 12-year-old daughter
yes
doesn't have the same rights as your 18-year-old daughter?
Yes.
Okay. So the sticker doesn't apply to your 18-year-old daughter. Like, do you think your 12-year, I've already asked you this. Do you think your 12-year-old daughter should be able to go buy Hustler?
No.
Why? It's their art.
Because I wouldn't want them, because I wouldn't want her to read that. When it comes right down to it.
No. No.
Yes.
I didn't ask, do you want them to read it? I said, should they be able to go buy it? Freedom of speech, expression, art.
No. You're taking something that is, I'm right, and you're taking it to the absolute extreme, knowing that I can't defend that. Well, so you're not arguing my point. You're arguing it at a way more extreme point, right?
So do you think that there is any difference between Hustler?
Yes.
So just pictures of open snatch and
Yes.
Two Life Crew, as nasty as they want to be, talking about fucking open snatch. Is there any difference?
Yes, of course there is.
Okay. So are you good with your 12-year-old bumping, put her in the buck?
No, of course not.
Why?
Because I don't think that that's something that a 12-year-old should be listening to.
Okay, but so then why do you care if there's a sticker on it that says you have to be 18 years old to buy this?
Because
like if you want her to be able to buy it, or if you want her to listen to it, then you can go buy it and give it to her.
Right. So
give her some parental guidance.
So why do we need that? Why can't?
Because your kids are out running the fucking street instead of being in school. It's like you can't go to the music store with them, the Sam Goody. And
Sam Goody. For anybody that doesn't know, that place went out of business in like 1984 or something. Sam Goody. You know that you're wrong. I mean,
no, I'm not wrong. I don't have a problem with it. I don't care.
There's a difference between not having a problem with it and not caring. You don't care. I understand that. There's a lot that you don't care about. But just because you don't care about it doesn't mean that it's not, that it's right.
I disagree.
It's not important to you because I don't know why it should be important to you. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, let's make this important to me. Let's say that I have to show my ID to listen to music on Spotify.
Yeah.
And I go to listen to some of my great 90s rap, and it says you must be 50 years old to listen to this. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now I have to call my dad, who I haven't talked to in fucking 5 years.
And he's got to send a notarized letter that says, yes, my son can listen to Two Life Crew. It's okay.
Okay, so that's where we differ. Me saying I'm okay with it and that I don't care, to me is the same thing. I use them interchangeably.
Okay.
Like if you say, hey, I want to quit the show, and I'd be like, I'm okay with it, or I don't care. Either one.
Uh-huh. So you understand, didn't Two Live Crew get sued because of their music?
No, I'm sure they got sued, but they got taken to the Supreme Court.
Right. And under the original argument that you're making, all of that is completely acceptable. You should be able to.
No, it was for violating obscenity laws. That's completely different.
What? How is that completely different?
I don't know obscenity, but I'll know it when I see it.
What? Okay. So they were violating obscenity laws.
Yeah, there were adults in a concert, and they were told not to perform this, and this song.
Right.
And they did, and they got arrested for it in
Right.
front of adults. I have a problem with that. That is completely different than saying that your 12-year-old burn-up kid shouldn't be able to go to the fucking store and finger herself. I don't know how your daughter got burnt, but finger herself to some 90s rap record about eating semen.
What? What are you even talking about?
I don't know.
You're just saying words.
Okay, do you think that a 13-year-old girl should be able to finger herself while listening to Two Live Crew?
Yes. Explicitly, yes. There's no argument to be had here. So
okay. So that was violent video games.
This is such a stupid argument.
Should the voting age be lowered to 16?
No.
Okay, I agree.
Kids are dumb.
Do electronic voting machines improve the voting process?
No.
Apparently. No, you can
apparently.
You can look at the graphs of the times of when all the votes came in for the Biden landslide.
Yeah.
And right up until the last possible minute, he was losing.
And then he wasn't.
The graph shoots straight up. There were no more Republican votes, only Democratic votes.
Right.
Okay. Had it been for, if they weren't using electronic voting machines, that it wouldn't have shot straight up like that. It would have been like a ramp up.
A ramp up, right. And it's important to have it shoot straight up instead of ramp up. It's very important for our political system.
Last one. Should zoos exist? Yes.
Sure. Why not? Don't care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.